Hello and welcome to How to Improve Your Productivity, Excel in Your Career and Still Have Time for a Life with me, your session trainer, Abigail Barnes. In this session, you will leave with an understanding of how time works using the 888 formula, the productivity game and how you can play it, as well as the importance of creating a life you love 8 minutes a day. So, grab a drink, get a notepad and pen, turn off all your notifications, and let's get started. As I said, my name is Abigail Barnes. I'm the founder of Success by Design Training. We work with ambitious professionals and visionary organisations that want to improve their productivity but take work-life balance seriously and want to create a life that they love, as well as being productive when it comes to a job or a career that they love. So I'm an author of a book called called Time Management for Entrepreneurs. I'm a consultant and executive coach focusing on holistic productivity, an international speaker speaking about productivity, wellness and life balance. First things first, what do you think you have in common with these three amazing women? And do we know who they all are? Obviously, we've got Oprah. Then, do you know the second woman? Arianna Huffington. And finally, we've got Beyonce. What do you think you have in common with these three amazing women? You have exactly the same thing that they do. The same 24 hours. Did you guess? Now, it may sound really simple, but what this actually means in another way is if you've got the same amount of time as they have, you've got the same potential that they have. Granted, they are spending their time in a different way, but they weren't at the beginnings of their careers spending their time in the way they are today. They all started from the bottom and built up to where they are today. So please take away from this slide that if you have the same time as them, you also have the same time as your executives, the same time as your colleagues, the same time as your partners, as your children, as your friends, as everybody in your life who you admire. You have that same 24 hours, which means you have that same potential that they do for creating the work-life balance that you want, for being the productivity badass that you want to be. You have that same 24 hours. Where does that fit on our 8 steps to improving the work-life balance? Well, that is step number 1. In a minute, we're going to talk about beliefs and the impact that they can have on your ability to be as productive as you could be. The next 4 steps of this process are our 888 time audit and our 888 method. So we encourage everybody to audit their time, analyze it, so where is it all going, then create a new plan for how they would like to spend that time. Then the next step is execute, because nothing changes until you take an action. And the final step of this is the 888 template and brand new training that we've just created to teach people how to create the 888 formula that works for them. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about the formula as this training progresses, but this is just to give you a visual of where we're going, the journey that we are taking. So here's a question for you. Is this glass half full or is this glass half empty? How do you see this glass? Because everybody sees the glass in a totally different way. The reality is the glass is both half full and half empty. It really does depend on how you choose to see it, which again means that you have possibility. You have the ability to create the reality that you want. So why don't we create what it is that we want? Well, it comes down to the beliefs that we were taught as children by our parents, by our caregivers, by our teachers, by society, by the cultures we were raised in, by the religions we were brought up in. We were given these beliefs because they believe them. They were given the beliefs from previous people. Now, whoever has taught you whatever they've taught you, they've not done it vindictively. They quite simply are passing things on. Now, if somebody is passing on their jewellery to me, I am very happy to receive it. If somebody is passing on their beliefs to me, I would like to question, are they true? And do I believe them? And do we believe them in this day and age? Because so many things change, technology improves, stuff has, come on leaps and bounds. So in this training, changing of the beliefs, we've given you a few classic beliefs that you may be able to identify with. I have so much to do. I never have enough time. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. Everybody keeps interrupting me and nobody appreciates me. Can you identify with any of these beliefs? Because I know I certainly can, and they are beliefs that I've had in the past. And some of them are beliefs that come back, because the funny thing about beliefs is they are so multi-layered and hidden in so many different things that we can get triggered and they can come back again because others around us are still saying them. So then it restarts us in the belief. One of the biggest is, I don't have enough time and I've got so much to do. I mean, literally, you will go away from this training now and spot how many people around you say this without even stopping to think. And they may or may not have a lot to do. It's just a habit. And a habit becomes a belief. So if you're ready to change these beliefs, and we've given you some examples on the right in green of the opposite belief, and I can handle it, I have enough time, I always know where to start, I know exactly what to do, I know exactly how to do it, everybody values my time, especially me. I am valued and appreciated. Now what I suggest is you pick one of these beliefs and you practice it over and over and over again until it becomes what you believe. And so you start retraining your brain, because the amazing thing about the brain is it can be retrained. They didn't realize this until sort of the last 10-20 years. The research that they've done into neuroscience, into brain plasticity, into the ability to retrain, refire and rewire your brain, it's unbelievable, and something that I seriously geek out on. And I highly encourage you, if you are even curious about beliefs and changing beliefs, and is it possible for you, do a little Google search around beliefs, changing beliefs, neuroscience, neuroplasticity, and you will come up with a ton of research to support what it is that I'm saying and how powerful you are when it comes to the ability to change your life today, if this is what you decide you want to do. How do these beliefs affect the rest of our lives? Well, we created something that we call the 888 formula. It is the ideal way to break down a 24-hour day, on the basis that as humans, scientifically, we need to sleep, and socially we need to work. So we need to sleep between 7 to 9 hours, and society dictates that we work an 8-hour day. So therefore what's left is the rest of your life, is all of the activities that make up your life. And if the formula makes you question, where is my sleep? Am I working too much? How much time do I actually have left for my life? That's something that we're going to discuss in a minute, because once you've identified where your time is going, then think about what you want your formula to be. So how many hours do you really want to spend working? How much rest or sleep do you need? How much time do you want left for your life? Because where they all intersect is where you start to get the joy in your life. Because we're not born to work, we're born to live and cash funds dreams, but we also have a skill set that we want to offer to society, and that's why we work, and that's why we do things that we enjoy to do, so that we can live a life of joy. And when they all bisect or dissect in the optimum way, that's when we will be living the joyful life. Coming on to productivity and some ways that you can hack it, and what is so interesting about productivity is that productivity is the efficient and effective use of resources. Efficiency is doing something right, effectiveness is doing the right thing. So we've started reading a book this quarter in my brand new book club that I've created. I'll tell you a bit more about that and how you can get involved later. But we're reading Essentialism because the author of this, Greg McKeown, gosh, I forgot there for a minute, Greg McKeown, he writes all about the disciplined pursuit of less, and how it's not about how many things you do, it's about doing the right things. So here is my question for you. What do you think is the right thing when it comes to work? What things do you have to do that are the best use of your time? Perhaps they are on your job description. Have a think about that for a minute while I'm having a drink. So coming on to how to work out what these activities might be and how you can improve them, I want to talk to you about our traffic light formula. And we recommend this to people to help them to prioritise their to-do list. I've come across people recently who've been using it to prioritise their emails, and have created email boxes for each of the different colours. But how it works and how it works best is if you've got a physical to-do list and 3 highlighter pens. So you'll need a green, an orange, and probably pink, because we don't tend to have red. And you will go down your to-do list looking for all of the activities that are supporting your executive and something like maybe special projects. These primary activities are the most important things that you have to get done every day. There are probably others, but these are just 2 examples for you. Next, go to your to-do list again and start looking for the activities that are more relationship building activities, planning and anticipating kind of activities. So they're not necessarily business critical today, but they still need to be done. And then finally, with the pink highlighter, it's anything else, and these are usually admin activities, research activities, updating systems, replying to emails and requests. Do these activities have to be done today, and do these activities have to be done by you? So those are 3 questions to ask yourself when you are looking at your to-do list, and when you're looking at your emails, how they're coming in. Are they a priority? Are they a primary? Are they a secondary? Or are they an other? I'm excited to hear how you find this formula. Let me know in the comments or reach out in an email. I'll give you my email at the end of this session. So it's not how you spend your time, it's what you get for the time that you spent that really matters. As I was saying, Essentialism, I cannot stress to you how awesome this book is. He bangs on about the point. It's not what you're doing, how much of what you're doing. It's really about the specific things that you're doing that are moving the needle, that are getting the results. And when you become aware of those, that's when suddenly you turn into a productivity ninja, productivity badass, and people start to wonder what you're doing, what your secret is. Now let's have a chat about the 8-minute activity and why it's so important. So coming back to this brain science thing again, what your brain believes it will help you to achieve. So when it comes to how much time you think you have and how much time you are spending on yourself and activities for yourself, this 8-minute challenge or 8-minute activity challenge is really designed to give you micro habits, to create new micro habits, to give you activities, simple activities that you can do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis for yourself before you start focusing on other people. And it's things that you can do throughout the day, at the start of the day, at the end of the day. So let me give you some examples and talk to you about the challenge that you may or may not want to take part in. We've divided it into 3 areas. So we've got movement rather than exercise, because not everybody is a fan of exercise, but movement is a vital part of looking after the health of your body. Your mindset is mental wealth. So we've got physical health and mental wealth. And then meditation, which is an absolute superpower, because it is the ability to calm down your mind from a racing day, or to help you to get good sleep, to help you to find peace in the middle of a day or at the start of a day. It's a great way to set up. So we have in this challenge created a library where you will find videos and explainer PDFs talking about each of these areas and how to actually do it, walking you through it. So I've recorded 8 yoga moves in 8 minutes with my yoga teacher, an 8-minute energizer class with my personal trainer friend. There's those 2 guided meditations for you to listen to, as well as downloads explaining what to do. So pick an activity, track your progress in the workbook that comes with it, journal and keep notes of what is coming up, and use your teammates or your colleagues to keep accountable, because what we suggest is that accountability is the most amazing way to keep motivated. So to sign up for this free challenge, all you have to do is go to our website successbydesigntraining.com and sign up, and you will be taken through to everything that you need. You'll get access to the workbook you can download, and to all of the videos that I just mentioned, and the trainings and the PDFs. And as I just said, share it with your friends, because people who go on a journey together are more likely to continue if they've got somebody that they can keep accountable to, somebody that they can tell, somebody that they can meet up for the walks, and keep motivated and inspired. You can also join our free online groups that we've got. One of them is on Facebook and the other is on LinkedIn. They're both called the 888 Community. You can join one or both of those groups and meet other people in the groups and ask them to keep you accountable. Also in those groups you'll find out about the book club that I just mentioned and how you can get involved in that. We'll be reviewing that book in March, depending on when you are watching this training. If you're watching this, you'll be able to go back and see and get involved as well. So I would love to know what has been your biggest aha from this session. Take a moment, we're coming to the end of this session, take a moment to really think back about what we've talked about, the traffic light formula, the 888 formula, the 8-minute challenge. What has been your biggest aha? The 24-hour day. Because it's funny, what you notice becomes what changes in your life. So let me explain that in a different way. if you read a book versus if you actually take an action based on the book, they call that shelf development rather than self development. So you are actually doing something with the information that you have learned versus just putting that information onto the shelf and saying, yes, I've read that book, I've read that book, I've done that course, I've read that book, I've watched that training. What are you taking away as a step, as an action that you can apply to your career, to your life, straight from this training? Write that down. If you are interested in finding out where all your time is going, you'll want to check out our 888 time audit sessions, which we have on our website and we run monthly. And I would love to connect with you on social media. I hang out on Instagram. I am on Twitter, but not so often. I'm on LinkedIn every week doing a weekly LinkedIn live training. And you can find me on Facebook as well. You can also send an email with any questions to inquiries@Successbydesigntraining. So my name is Abigail Barnes, and it has been my absolute pleasure to spend this time with you today, and I look forward to seeing you later this year, or at an event, or online, or in further training. So take care. Bye.